He was never just another voice on the radio. Sean Hannity was a movement, a force that reshaped conservative media, turning late-night debates into primetime dominance. From the moment he first cracked the mic, his voice carried a weight that millions would come to trust, fear, or despise. He didn't just report the news, he defined it. But behind the carefully crafted persona, beyond the booming monologues and the relentless defense of his ideals, lies a story far more complex than his nightly broadcasts reveal. A story of power, loyalty, and an empire built on unwavering conviction. Hannity's rise wasn't an accident. He understood something most others in media failed to grasp: outrage sales. He wasn't just another commentator, he was a firebrand, a provocateur who tapped into the frustrations of a nation and amplified them with every word. From his early days as a struggling radio host to becoming the face of Fox News, his career was a calculated march toward influence. His primetime show didn't just dominate the ratings, it obliterated the competition. For years, he has remained untouchable, his show raking in millions of nightly viewers, eclipsing rivals who came and went like passing storms. He wasn't just a news anchor, he was an institution. But Sean Hannity's reach extends far beyond television screens. He is a best-selling author whose books are treated as political manifestos, dissected by followers and critics alike. He is an advisor, an insider with the kind of access most journalists can only dream of. His relationship with Donald Trump wasn't just professional, it was personal. While others in the media kept their distance, Hannity leaned in, becoming one of the former president's closest media allies. He defended him when no one else would, even when it meant standing against his network. That loyalty paid off, solidifying his place as one of the most influential conservative voices in America. But with great power comes great scrutiny, and Hannity, for all his success, has not been immune to controversy. His empire is built on more than just words. With a reported net worth of over $250 million, he stands among the richest figures in American media. His wealth is staggering, his assets sprawling, a financial empire crafted with the precision of a seasoned strategist. Television deals, radio syndication, lucrative book contracts, and investments far beyond the media industry. Hannity has turned his brand into a financial powerhouse, and yet the critics whisper. They question the sources of his fortune, the ethics of his influence, and the blurred lines between journalist and advocate. His empire is vast, but is it impenetrable? Because in the world of media and politics, power is never permanent. One misstep, one scandal, one shift in the tides of public sentiment, and even the most untouchable figures can fall. Hannity's reign has been unshakable, but as the landscape of conservative media shifts and new challengers rise, the question lingers: how long can he stay at the top? His wealth, his influence, it is all undeniable, but where does it truly come from? And, more importantly, at what cost? Sean Hannity is not just a media figure, he's a financial powerhouse. In an industry where careers are fleeting, where fortunes rise and fall with a single controversy, he has done the unthinkable. He has built an empire that refuses to crumble. In 2025, his net worth stands at an astonishing $250 million, making him one of the highest-paid figures in American media. But where does all this wealth truly come from? How did a man who once struggled for airtime turn himself into a financial titan? The answer lies in a carefully orchestrated strategy that spans television, radio, publishing, real estate, and beyond. Fox News is his crown jewel, and it pays handsomely. With a contract reportedly worth over $40 million annually, Hannity remains the face of conservative television. His primetime slot is untouchable, his ratings unmatched. While rivals struggle to maintain relevance, he commands a devoted audience willing to follow him anywhere. Advertisers pour millions into the show, knowing that a single endorsement from Hannity can drive sales through the roof. But television is just one piece of the puzzle. His syndicated radio show, broadcast across hundreds of stations nationwide, generates millions more in advertising revenue. And then there are the book deals, lucrative multi-million-dollar contracts that turn his words into gold. His conservative bestsellers don't just inform, they ignite debate, dominate bestseller lists, and fuel the very brand that keeps his empire thriving. Beyond the media, Hannity plays a different kind of game, one that's far removed from the glare of television cameras. His real estate portfolio is staggering, a carefully curated collection of high-value properties spread across the United States. Mansions, condos, rental complexes. His investments go far beyond personal luxury. He owns entire apartment buildings and hundreds of rental units that generate passive income year after year. While his critics question the ethics of a working-class champion amassing a vast real estate fortune, Hannity remains unapologetic. In his eyes, success is meant to be seized, not explained. And then there are the side ventures, the business deals that operate quietly behind the scenes. Speaking engagements command fees in the hundreds of thousands. Endorsement deals bring in even more. The Hannity brand is everywhere, and every move he makes is another step toward financial dominance. But in a world where money equals power, scrutiny is inevitable. Whispers of conflicts of interest, of financial dealings that blur the line between journalist and businessman follow him wherever he goes. Some see him as a self-made success story. Others see a man who built his fortune on the very system he claims to stand against. But whether admired or criticized, one thing is clear: Hannity's financial empire is undeniable, and nowhere is his wealth more evident than in his sprawling real estate empire, a collection of homes that reflect not just luxury but the very essence of the power he wields. Sean Hannity doesn't just talk about the American dream, he lives it. His wealth isn't locked away in bank accounts or buried beneath corporate investments. It's on display, a tangible testament to his financial power. And nothing showcases that power more than his vast real estate empire. Unlike his media career, which is scrutinized by millions, his property portfolio exists in a world of quiet transactions and private deals. Few truly understand just how deep it runs. But one thing is certain: he owns far more than just a few luxury homes. His empire stretches across multiple states, spanning mansions, condos, and beachfront escapes, each property a strategic piece in his ever-growing fortune. At the heart of his collection sits his $10 million Florida estate, a waterfront paradise designed for both luxury and privacy. With private docks that stretch into crystal-clear waters and a security perimeter that guarantees seclusion, this is more than just a home. It's a fortress. Here, Hannity is untouchable, removed from the chaos of politics and media. But Florida isn't his only retreat. In the heart of New York, where power moves are made behind closed doors, Hannity's lavish penthouse serves as a command center for his influence. Perched above the city, this multi-million-dollar retreat isn't just a home. It's a symbol, a statement that he isn't just part of the media elite. But perhaps the most impressive of them all is his sprawling Georgia estate, a sanctuary of excess built far from the prying eyes of the press. This is where Hannity's fortune truly comes to life, with expansive landscapes, a personal golf course, high-end security systems, and a state-of-the-art media room. Every inch of this estate is designed for control. It's not just a place to live, it's a fortress of influence, a place where power brokers can meet in private, where strategies are built far away from the public stage. But real estate isn't just about personal indulgence for Hannity, it's business. With over 800 rental units spread across multiple states, his investments generate millions in passive income. The man who built his brand on working-class values has become one of the country's most powerful landlords, a contradiction that hasn't gone unnoticed. Critics question how a man who champions the struggles of the average American can justify owning a real estate empire that puts him in the same league as the billionaires he so often criticizes. But Hannity doesn't answer to critics. To him, success is proof of his principles, not a betrayal of them. He believes in capitalism, wealth creation, in the right to take what the system offers, and he's done just that. But owning massive estates and investment properties is only part of his extravagant lifestyle, because a fortune this big doesn't stop at real estate. It extends into something even more personal: his incredible car collection, a fleet that rivals the luxury of his homes. Power isn't just about influence. It's about movement, being where you need to be when you need to be there. For Sean Hannity, the movement is an extension of control. His wealth is undeniable, but it's in his vehicles that his success becomes tangible. He doesn't just own cars, he curates them. Each vehicle in his collection serves a purpose, a statement of status, strength, and adaptability. His garage isn't just filled with luxury, it's filled with precision, with machines engineered for dominance. Because for Hannity, travel isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's about arriving on his terms. At the heart of his collection is the 2025 Cadillac Escalade, a fortress on wheels. Sleek, imposing, and built for comfort, this isn't just a car, it's a command center. Bulletproof security features, state-of-the-art technology, and an interior designed for efficiency. Whether he's navigating the streets of Manhattan or heading to his Florida estate, this is his go-to. It's not just about luxury, it's about presence. But when Hannity wants raw power, when he craves something that speaks to his American ideals, he turns to his Ford F-150 Raptor. This isn't just a truck, it's a machine built for off-road dominance, a vehicle that embodies resilience and strength. In many ways, it mirrors Hannity himself, unyielding, unapologetic, and built to endure. But when it comes to speed, when it comes to sheer, exhilarating performance, there's only one choice, the Porsche 911 Turbo S. A beast, wrapped in elegance, this high-performance marvel is worth every bit of its $230,000 price tag. It's precision engineering at its finest, a car that commands the road with an authority that few can match. And yet, Hannity isn't just about tradition. He understands the future, he adapts to change. That's where the Tesla Model X Plaid comes in. The speed of a supercar, and the efficiency of modern technology. It's a symbol of progress, of looking ahead without losing control of the present. But the road isn't always enough. Hannity's influence doesn't stop at the highways. It soars above them. With private jet access, he moves between New York and Florida at will, escaping the chaos of commercial travel. While others wait in line, bound by schedules and delays, he controls time itself. The luxury, the efficiency, the control all play into the larger picture of who he is. Because for Hannity, every detail matters. Every decision is calculated. But as much as he controls his movement, as much as he dictates his oath, there is one thing that has always been beyond even his grasp, his personal life. And beyond the cars, beyond the wealth, that is where the real scrutiny begins. For decades, Sean Hannity built his public image on unwavering principles, faith, family, and conservative values. He preached stability, loyalty, and the sanctity of traditional relationships. But behind the polished persona, behind the carefully crafted television presence, his personal life told a far more complicated story. For 25 years, Jill Rhodes stood beside him, a woman who had witnessed his rise from a small-time radio host to a media powerhouse. Their marriage was the foundation of the Hannity brand, a testament to the very ideals he championed. And then, without warning, it was over. In 2019, the world learned of their divorce, a split that had reportedly been years in the making, hidden from the public eye, until it could no longer be ignored. For a man who built a career on exposing secrets and holding others accountable, his own life had become an enigma. The reason for the divorce? Neither side ever revealed the full truth. No scandals, no dramatic betrayals, at least none that were made public. But speculation ran wild. Why had a marriage that lasted over 2 decades suddenly unraveled? And more importantly, what came next? While Hannity and Rhodes kept their silence, rumors about his personal life only grew louder. His name became entangled with Ainsley Earhart, his Fox News colleague. The whispers started almost immediately after his divorce was made public. Were they just close friends, or was there something more? The two denied it, always careful with their words, always keeping their interactions just outside the realm of undeniable proof. But sources inside Fox painted a different picture. It was an image that didn't fit with Sean Hannity. The world knew the man who spoke so passionately about family values, the sanctity of marriage, about the importance of stability. His critics saw hypocrisy. They accused him of portraying a moral high ground while living by a different set of rules. But those who knew him personally insisted that he was a devoted father above all else. His 2 children remained the one part of his life untouched by media scrutiny. He kept them far from the cameras, far from the political battlefield. He wasn't just a television personality, he was their father. And if there was one thing Sean Hannity would never allow, it was for the chaos of his professional world to bleed into his family. But was that even possible? The same beliefs that shaped his career also dictated his personal life. His political ideology wasn't just a stance, it was his identity. His relationships, his decisions, and his entire worldview were shaped by the conservative principles he defended every night on television. And that created a paradox. Could a man who lived under such relentless scrutiny truly separate his private and public personas? Could he maintain a traditional values image while navigating a personal life filled with contradictions? To his supporters, he was proof that one could uphold their beliefs while facing personal struggles. To his critics, he was just another example of power rewriting the rules to fit its narrative. But no matter which side people took, one fact remained unchanged. Hannity wasn't just a television personality. His influence stretched far beyond the screen. And in the world of politics and media, that influence was a currency more valuable than money itself. Sean Hannity is more than just a television personality. He is a force that has shaped the way millions of Americans think, vote, and believe. His influence isn't limited to the screen. It reaches into bookstores, political war rooms, and the highest levels of conservative power. Hannity is not just reporting the news, he is crafting it. And for decades, his words, whether spoken or written, have defined an era of right-wing media dominance. His best-selling books have sold millions of copies, each one a manifesto for his ideology. His followers don't just read them, they absorb them and treat them as guidebooks for navigating the turbulent waters of American politics. And for Hannity, every book is more than just a paycheck. It's a weapon, a tool to shape narratives, to push back against the left, to fortify his position as a leading conservative voice. But his influence goes beyond the pages of a book. He is a speaker, a commanding presence at conservative events, earning upwards of $250,000 per appearance. His speeches are not just political, they are rallying cries, drawing thousands who hang onto his every word. In an era where traditional media struggles to retain relevance, Hannity has kept his grip firm, using his platform to advise, endorse, and even reshape political careers. He was more than a supporter of Donald Trump. He was an unofficial advisor, a man who had the ear of one of the most controversial presidents in modern history. When Trump needed a voice in the media, Hannity was there. When scandals threatened to derail campaigns, Hannity was the shield. Their connection was no secret, but just how deep it run? That's a question few could answer. Yet, Hannity's empire is not built on politics alone. He has quietly expanded into business ventures that go far beyond television. Real estate, conservative branding, media training courses. He has leveraged his influence to build a multi-million-dollar financial machine. He understands that power isn't just about what you say, it's about what you own. And Hannity owns a lot. His branding is everywhere, from books to events, from radio to merchandise. He isn't just a commentator. He is a businessman, a strategist, a brand. But with influence comes responsibility, and with power comes a target. Because the media landscape is changing, politics is evolving, and as new conservative voices rise, as independent platforms grow stronger, one question lingers. Where does Hannity go from here? Does he adapt, evolving with the next wave of media dominance? Or does he become a relic, a figure from a bygone era, slowly losing his grip on the empire he built? He has shaped narratives, controlled conversations, and built an unparalleled following. But even the most powerful voices can fade. And for Hannity, the battle for relevance has never been more urgent. Because in the world of media and politics, influence is never permanent. It must be fought for, protected, and above all, maintained. For years, Sean Hannity has been an unshakable force in conservative media. His voice has echoed through living rooms, shaped political discourse, and commanded loyalty from millions. But in 2025, a new question looms. Can he hold on to the throne he fought so hard to build? The media landscape is shifting. Once powerful institutions are struggling to stay relevant, independent platforms are rising, and younger, louder voices are demanding attention. Hannity remains the face of Fox News, but the tides of change don't wait for anyone. Is his influence as strong as it once was, or is the ground beneath him beginning to crack? His empire has always been more than just television. He understands the power of expansion and the need to evolve before the world forces him to. Rumors swirl that Hannity is preparing for a new chapter that goes beyond cable news. A podcast? A media network of his own? The possibilities are endless. He has the audience, the resources, the experience. But does he have the same grip on the culture that once made him untouchable? Because in an era where independent creators are drawing millions of views, where audiences crave unfiltered authenticity, will the old-school power structures still hold up? And then there's the bigger question, the one that has followed him for years but never materialized. Politics. For a man who has shaped campaigns, influenced presidents, and dictated narratives, the idea of stepping into the